This is VOA News. I'm Joe Ramsey. Deadly Russian missile strikes hit southern and eastern Ukraine on Wednesday as Kyiv claimed fresh advances in its long-awaited counteroffensive. Russia fired 4 missiles on the southern port city of Odessa from a warship in the Black Sea, Ukraine's Air Force said, and the country's western-backed air defenses shot down 3 of them. Another 6 people were wounded after a business center, shops, and a residential complex in central Odessa were damaged, quote, as a result of air combat after the blast wave, an official said. The UN High Commissioner for Refugees says tens of millions of people around the world have had to flee their homes because of conflict, persecution, or human rights violations. AP correspondent Charles de Ledesma reports.
The war in Sudan, which has displaced nearly 2 million people since April, is but the latest in a long list of crises, but has led to record-breaking figures. Filippo Grandi, who leads the UN Refugee Agency, says that the numbers keep on rising, along with the causes of migration.
This is where we stand today. We have 110 million people that have fled because of conflict, persecution, discrimination, violence, often mixed with other motives, in particular the impact of climate change.
I'm Charles de Ledesma.
The United States on Wednesday played down expectations of any breakthrough for the first trip by a U.S. Secretary of State to China in 5 years. State Department spokesperson Matthew Miller.
We have differences on a wide range of issues, and we're going to be clear and candid about those issues. It doesn't mean we will have any breakthroughs on them on this trip.
This is VOA News. Israel and China have developed close relations over more than 30 years, but American pressure has Israel pulling back from those ties. Linda Gradstein reports for VOA from Jerusalem.
China is Israel's largest trade partner after the European Union and the United States. The operation of a newly expanded shipping port by a Chinese company in the Israeli city of Haifa is only one of the joint China-Israel infrastructure projects launched in recent years. Chinese firms are also building part of the Tel Aviv light rail system. But Israel has had to curtail some of its economic agreements with China under pressure from the U.S., which has an increasingly tense relationship with China. Israeli analysts say Israel does not have much of a choice given the close ties between the U.S. and Israel. Linda Gradstein for VOA News, Jerusalem.
The head of the PGA Tour is stepping back to deal with a health issue amid professional golf's controversial merger with Saudi Arabian golf interests. Correspondent Gethin Kulbaugh reports.
PGA Tour Commissioner Jay Monahan is recovering from a medical situation that led him to turn over control to 2 of his top executives, the tour announced Tuesday night. The tour did not disclose the nature of the medical situation or how serious it was, saying only that its board, quote, fully supports Jay and appreciates everyone respecting his privacy. The PGA Tour is in the midst of the most intense time in its 54-year history, fending off a rival league funded by Saudi Arabia's National Wealth Fund that led to defections of marquee players in an antitrust lawsuit. I'm Gethin Kulbaugh.
Pope Francis is expected to be released soon from the hospital after abdominal surgery. AP correspondent Rita Foley reports.
The Vatican says Pope Francis is recovering well and without complications from abdominal surgery, and he's expected to be released from the hospital in the coming days, they say. It may be on Thursday or Friday, according to a reported email from the Dean of the College of Cardinals to his colleagues. Francis is working during the day and resting well at night, says the Vatican. The 86-year-old Pope was admitted to the hospital in Rome on June 7th for surgery to repair a hernia and remove intestinal scar tissue that had caused intestinal blockages. I'm Rita Foley.
An overcrowded fishing boat carrying migrants capsized and sank off the coast of Greece, leaving at least 79 people dead and many more missing in one of the worst disasters of its kind this year. Authorities said Coast Guard, Navy, and merchant vessels were fanning out Wednesday night for a vast search and rescue operation that also included a plane and a helicopter. Find more on our website, voanews.com. I'm Joe Ramsey.
Thank you for watching. Can you do me a favor? Please leave a comment in the comments section below. That would really help. Thank you, and see you again soon.